Hey guys, I'm gonna give a quick disclaimer. I'm a little sick right now, so if you hear that my voice, don't worry. But this entire video is obviously opinion based from my own experiences. I don't want to hear up in the comments, oh, this ain't you, because this is my experience, okay? My experience, not anyone else's. However, I do generalize a lot, so I hope y'all enjoy.
What's Gucci? It's Davina Christiana, and we're back with another video. I'm excited. Today's video topic is one I feel is necessary to bring up within the
Black diaspora of London.
I'm talking about y'all, the road bend. I'm talking about y'all, the South London girls, all of them, my London experience with the Black diaspora. Now, I'm a Black American, and for those who want to know, where are you really from? I'll get into that. My mom's Caribbean. No one knows who my dad is. He swears he's Portuguese. He light skinned. That's all we know. And that's all that's necessary when I came from America. Let's talk about what that means in London though. So I'm gonna hit on about 5 or so topics as to the difference between my experience in America versus my experience in London, and specifically my Black experience and being Black in London, and specifically being a Black American in London. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the question, where are you from? This question can mean so many different things, and I didn't even know that it could mean so many different things before I actually moved to London. In America, when you ask where are you from, it tends to mean like state and or American. You're American. We all feel like we're fully American. However, I went to London and people were asking me, oh, where are you from? And I'm answering American, and they weren't pleased with that answer. They're like, no, but
where are you really from? Like, where are you really, really from?
And this question's hard for a lot of Black Americans to actually answer, because a lot of us, our families were displaced essentially because of slavery. We don't know our ancestry in terms of our roots, what country in Africa I came from. I can't tell you that. My experience also leached out into like the accent. I would go into corner shops, that's the word, and they'd ask me still, oh, where are you from? You sound American, but where are you from? And it'd be like a huge thing on where I was from, which then also led me to think, okay, if my inheritance is so important, let me divulge in more history of slavery in London and stuff. So I took a class on it actually, called the Black Experience in London. In my university, they had one class about it, and it basically taught me about Windrush and how a lot of Jamaican settlers came. I found that racism in particular in London was like an ignorance sense. So I remember this one time, my younger brother studies in England, and he came down to London with me after like a break or something, like some spring break. He, at the time, had just turned 18, 19, and he's darker skinned than me. I'm dark skinned, however, he's dark skinned. Like, my family calls me the brown one, because everybody else is kind of either light or dark. My mom is the dark side and my dad's side's the light side, so I'm that right in between, whereas my brother got the beautiful melanin from my mom's side, so he's slightly darker than me and a bunch of friends went out. There was one guy who was mixed, half Black, half white. There were 4 other white people, 1 dude and 3 girls are white, and then I'm the only Black girl. Tends to be the case, but I lived with 2 of the dudes, and in our like accommodation, so I knew everyone in that circle. It didn't bother me all that much anyway, not the point. We go into a chicken shop after going clubbing, and then if y'all don't know what chicken shop is, y'all should go check out the chicken shop dates. That's a great way to know what a chicken shop is and how awkward that girl can be. Anyways, not the point. Chicken shops essentially just sell chicken, okay? And I didn't want chicken. I didn't eat meat at the time. My younger brother also didn't want anything, didn't want any fries. However, the girls, the other 3 other girls, got stuff. So we were waiting for them to finish their fries and chicken and stuff. And then me and the 2 guys I knew that I lived with also were just at the same, like, there's like 2 tables. So the girls were here, I was sat at the guys table. Guys, I know everyone. Okay, girls and then guys here, and then there's other chairs and tables all within the restaurant. So I think it was the owner. He came up to my younger brother and says, "Oh, if you're not gonna buy anything, you can't sit in here." And he's like, "Oh, no worries, I'm with my friends, they bought stuff." And he kept hassling him and saying, "No, you have to leave, you have to leave. You didn't buy anything." And he's like, "But they didn't buy anything and they're allowed to stay here. How come you're not asking them to leave?" So a whole fiasco is going on. I was a little turned, so I was in the corner just being like, what are they talking about? Not realizing that he was haggling and hassling and being racist to my brother. Mind you, this guy in the chicken shop was Arab, the owner. I don't specifically know which country, but I know that he was of a Middle Eastern descent. And he's arguing with my brother, silent. It's not loud or anything, there's no loudness to it. And my white guy friend had to go and tell him, "Hey, we didn't order either, just leave him alone," kind of thing. And that was when he stopped, was when a white man had to step up and tell him that it's okay for my black brother to be in a restaurant when everybody else at my same table didn't order anything. We're just waiting for the 3 girls to finish food. Like, it was messed up. It was all kind of messed up. Some sexism, racism, all this stuff was just going all in the air. And that was actually my brother's first verbal face-to-face racism encounter. I think I want to go into my experiences walking through and going through the day-to-day in London. I find that people stare. I don't know why people stare. I don't think I look any different than any other person walking through the tube, but I would get stares, and it would be from white people, old and young, of all kinds of backgrounds. They could have been white roadmen to like an old white lady. I even had this one time, I was walking to Sainsbury's and it was about 7 p.m. but during winter time in England, the sun goes down super early. And it was like pitch black, but I'm heading to the supermarket just trying to get some groceries, and there was this white lady who was walking like towards me on the sidewalk, same sidewalk, different direction. So she's walking toward me, I'm walking towards her. I have a backpack, my hair is out like this, all curly. I'm not wearing a hood or anything to give them suspicion, even though that doesn't matter anyways nowadays. And this lady looks at me, crosses the road, she's like, skirt, like so quick, clutching her purse, like, and like staring at me as if I'm going to hijack her. I was like,
Girl, I just wanted some rice.
I don't know if that's like an ignorance thing. I felt like there was a lot of ignorance in England, especially towards black people. Like, they were just in the media, and obviously media is going to tailor things to the white agenda, but like, oh, like these people, like, doesn't that take away from you? Like, don't you lose your mood when you have to pretend? I don't know, I personally can't understand racism from a white person's perspective. Obviously no one can, because it's not rational, but that was a weird night for me. I had never, and I think it's like in America there's lots of racism, especially systemically, but I came from a state where there is a majority of black people, and they're also middle class, so like suburban. So I hadn't really experienced this before. And then even then, the white people in my state, they just be on some different stuff. They be chilling. There are racist areas, obviously, certain counties I went to school in, but like it's not in your face about it. I think British people feel comfortable because they think they're not racist, and they feel comfortable to, you know, act as accordingly as they feel it is. Now the next thing I'm talking about something fun to switch up the mood. partying in London, the black partying experience. Ooh! Okay, if you know where to go, if you know what clubs to visit, where they got Afro beats and all of the beautiful, delicious musics that we love to listen to that are created by black people, you're gonna have a fun night. You're gonna have a fun night. They know how to party in London. They know how to get down. They know how to, and there be all types of black people, beautiful black people. A lot of black people wear wigs too. In London, I found a lot of black people just wear wigs instead of their natural hair. I'm like, I'm trying to be with the naturals. I guess I just didn't meet any, because I know there's naturals in London, but I genuinely didn't see that many. It was all wigs. And I lived there almost 6 years of my adult life, so I wish I'd seen more naturals, I guess I'd say. I'd love to see froze and, oh goodness, okay. Anyways, the party life, if you go to South London in particular, you're gonna find the places to party. South London has the shisha bars, the clubs, the salsa bars. They also have jazz clubs. Like, South is where, unless you're in like Shoreditch, I think that's north. Yeah, you're not really gonna get too much of the party scene. I think definitely go south, and you're gonna get some great places to party. Also places to vintage shop are down south. Go south. You'll find more culture down there, guys. You'll find more culture in South London. Brixton, okay. Brixton's nice. Clapham's great if you want to do some like bar hopping, but it's gotta be on a good night and it's gotta be the right bars, because you can go into some weird ones. When you're West London, you'll tend to find more racist clubs. Talking like the Kensington's types of West London, or even like centralized, where unless you're one of the black girls that you see now in today's society, you know the ones I'm talking about. And I think the last thing I kind of want to lament on is finding your place as an outside black person coming into London. I think in order to best find your group, your same cultures, whatever you're searching for, would be to go to events. So I found a lot of friends through thrifting events where they host pop-ups like kilo sales, and there's tons of Facebook pages that have those. And I met so many people from that experience alone. But anyways, guys, I think my next video will be probably the experience in Amsterdam. I've only been here for such a short time. I don't know if I can give too much insight, but I can definitely give a little bit of something. And that's all from me. Okay, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Comment down below, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you like my face and my content, whatever. Yeah, deuces. Shout out all my London friends if y'all are seeing this, by the way. Hi guys. Mad love. I'll come back sometime.